Good evening, welcome back to VP4 Online, and we are here for another match on the one loss side in this year's VP4 10-ball World Championships. Now, first of all, I am sounding rough because I've got man flu. I've had it since, I actually caught it, the symptoms, on Saturday night, or was it Sunday night? I think I had a funny feeling in my throat, and then watched the stub match against Spectre Dawn, and then in the middle of Sunday night it started to hit, and basically I haven't slept for more than 48 hours, which is why I'm still up at this time of night. It's almost 1 a.m. Here in Scotland, and we're ready for this one lost side match. Now, since that Stubb Spectre Dawn match, we've had Stubb playing again. He caught me out this morning, didn't let me know that the match was being played. He played Snake Eyes this morning. He let me know when the match was over, and Stubb won it 10 racks to 2. We've got this match later on today at 9 p.m. my time, and that's between Bedhead and VP Monster. But the one we're going to be watching now is between Mr9ball and Interchangex, and that is only a couple of minutes away, and I honestly don't know whether my voice is going to hold out. We'll see how we go. I'm all blocked up because I've been taking various things to try and kill this thing, so we'll see how it goes. And well, I would say that I'm not going to talk about Mr9ball against Wanwa or Fan. I'm not going to talk about that. As I say, I wasn't interested in the outcome of their match and how it ended and what happened, because it's basically nothing to do with me. So we're not interested in that. All we're interested in is the fact that Mr9ball has got through. The result stood eventually, and he's going to play Interchangex. I would suggest that Interchangex is going to be the favourite, but it's in a race to 10. We've seen what happened with DJ Simon and Semi Pro in a previous one lost side match, so anything can happen, and Mr9ball can pop ball, so he's got every chance he could get a result. And both players are here. That's the good news. Mr9ball waiting in the chat, and Interchangex is in practicing. And we've got Stubb in the chat. And oh, we've also got Slim. Good evening. I might be coughing from time to time, so I'm not going to mute my mic. You're just going to have to bear with me, guys. My lungs are actually sore when I actually cough. My ribs are sore. That's how bad it's been. And basically, I can tell you what I did the last 2 nights. I basically sat in my computer chair with it tilted back with a blanket over me, and I think I've basically dozed. It's the only way I can actually be comfortable, because when I was in my bed, felt even worse lying flat down. So we'll try and soldier on through this and see if we can get there. So the room is up. We've got one player in. The voice is beginning to go already, and we're waiting on Interchangex arriving. He may well be waiting on the alert to let him know the room is up. Is that all you're going to say, Stubb? All will see K. I take it you've realised where your weakness is, Stubb. You need to work on that positional play, because if you do get further on in the tournament, I think Vince says would be more than a match for you. That's my opinion. So again, I'll remind people It's it is race to 10 on the one loss side. It's alternate breaks, and the players will lag for the break. 10 balls a called shot game. All combos and banks should be called, the ball and the pocket. And once again, I don't know who's who. I haven't a clue who's cue's what. But the one on the far side has won the lag. And it's Interchangex who's going to break off. So a quick reminder as well, Mr9ball, where the hell's he from? Is that Sweden? I can't see the flag behind the text. And Interchangex from the States. Oh no, he's from Norway. Right, good. Right, we're good to go. Now I need to get rid of that thing, right. Oh yeah, I need to check my little doodle. Check it's working. I think it's working. So if you're late arriving, this shows you how out of my head I was. I was thinking Bedhead was going to play his match tonight. It's before this one started. It's actually later on today now. It's 1 AM here in the UK, and at 9 PM British Summer Time tonight, which will be 4 PM East Coast time and 1 PM Pacific, Bedhead will be playing VP Monster in their one loss side match. Again, that should be quite a good match as well. You know, VP Monster isn't a 10-ball player, but if he can hold his game together, he'll give Bedhead some problems. Bedhead will be the favourite for that. I don't use a program, Slim. It's actually there's an annotation function in XSplit Gamecaster, which I just press a shortcut key button on my keyboard, and it brings up a little, it brings up a little arrow which I can right click the mouse to change the colour of it. It doesn't have a multiple choice of colours. It's got red and green, but I can also hit the shift button and change it to a sequence of arrows, change the colour. And there's another thing I've got where I can change, I think is it Alt? There's one of them that changes it to circles and stuff. I can't remember how I do that though. Oh, that's it, right. If I do that on screen, it should turn into a square. And if I do that and I'm keeping holding the Alt button, it should, see, it goes to a square, but it should go to a circle like that. But I tend to have forgotten that those functions were there. I was messing about with it the other night there and remembered that I had them, but I prefer just to use the arrows. So Interchangex at the table, the usual story, all the balls are there. Can he run out? Well, he's not going to run out like that. I think he's going to scratch off the 5, is he? Nope. Yeah, he's just going to scratch in the pocket. So that's an unforced error. Totally the wrong side of the 9-ball. He wanted to have the cue ball where it is now to play that 9-ball. And can Mr9ball run out? These are the type of chances he needs to take, and he's not going to do it with that shot. That was poor with ball in hand. He's locked himself out, and he's going to have to kick safe if he can. But with all that area in the table, it was a poor shot to end up there behind the 9-ball, and he can't jump it either. He's too far away. And That's not too bad. I'll tell you why. The reason is that Interchangex can cut it. I don't know whether he can get around the table and get on that 7. He might run into it, as a matter of fact. No, he's avoided it. And that was the problem. He had to avoid the 9-ball. If he could have, he would have had a clear shot at the 7. And now he's got one of these bedhead cuts, as I now call them. Not an easy shot. Who's John Doe? That's another new name. Is that a VP4 player under another name? Anyway, thanks for that. I'm just hoping that when this is all over, this match, I can try and get some sleep. Well, it's safe, and that's another poor one, I think, from Mr9ball. He hasn't got his pace right here. And Interchangex is going to run into the 9, I think. He'll do very well to avoid it. It's such a thin cut. I don't think he can do anything other than run into the 9 and just hope. Ah, VP Monster. Well, there you go. Why? This is, I don't understand people. Change your name to VP Monster and then everybody knows who you are. And then I mean, the next time, if you're ever on again, I'll totally forget who you are again. Well, he's given himself half a chance here on this 8 into a blind pocket. And it just creeps in, and he's okay. But this is a chance that Mr9ball should have had. He's played a couple of slack shots already, and he's not going to get away with that too long. It's costing him the first rack, provided Interchangex can get up the table, and that, again, both players... Well, Interchangex has got no excuse, because he's been in a room. No, sorry, Mr9ball. I don't think Interchangex has been online. I think he was only online for a short while. Mr9ball's been here for a few hours. And he might get out of jail here yet. Well, in it goes. Called the bank. And it's the first rack on the board to Interchangex. Could have went either way. Should have went to Mr9ball, I think. Yeah, that stub match this morning, I hadn't, as I say, I've been up all night, so I came into the lobby at about, I think it was about, well, in fact, tell a lie, I didn't come into the lobby, I was in the lobby, I've been in the lobby for the last 2 days, but, and I saw Tornado Tam coming in, so I played him, I think it was 3 games of Cowboy we played, and then the next thing I know, Stubb came into the room and told me there's a result. Now, had I known that they were playing, I would have had the match. Although from what I'm told, it wasn't a great match, but I would have had it archived, but it was all over and done with while I was playing Cowboy. And I would have probably sounded worse then. I think I actually sound better than what I did 12 hours ago. Well, we've got a 7-8 combo that's going to have to be dealt with. Now, loads of room, the whole table to get on this 7 and 8. Now, the ideal shot is anywhere like that. And I don't know why he didn't let the cue ball run. I mean, he could come all the way down, and he's left himself trying to cut it that angle when it could have been down here like that. Much easier. You've got to play the right shot. I keep saying it. Live or die by playing the right shot, and don't be afraid to go for it. And Mr9ball, well, he's pulled off the combo, but I still say you have to play the right shot. That is the only way you're going to get better at any game. You must go for it. Now, he needs a bit of luck here, and I think he's got it. That is a nice little touch that you need. It was not easier doing it from the side. I mean, I'm looking down the line of it. It looks a lot easier from where I'm sitting, from the line I drew. A combo's never easy when you're playing it offline. Unless you know something I don't. Well, I'm talking about offline from where he was. I'm talking about, I mean, a combo can be set there like that, but if you're playing it from here, it makes it more difficult than it is if you've got all this area here to go into. This area here. It's much easier playing the combo like that than it is from the side. Because again, it's not always dead set. That's the other thing. If something's not dead set close to these pockets, they'll hang up in the jaw. But anyway, it doesn't matter. It's 1-all. That's all that Mr9ball's interested. He's managed to get himself up and running. But look at these balls again. They're perfect. Good spread. And whoever gets the 1 ball first should be off and running with a chance to run out. This is tough though, trying to get the right touch on this 1 ball. Well, that will do. I mean, at least it's partially safe, which is all you're looking for when you're playing an awkward shot like that. So safety called. Played the billiard onto the 4. And Interchangex has the 1 stuck on the bottom rail. So it's ended up a good safety. I think the only problem with this table is the fact that it depends where you're ending up to try and pot this 1 ball. If the 1 ball ends up in this half of the table, it makes it a lot easier to go on the 3. If it's up here, you're going to end up potting it. You'll then get problems to get on that 3 ball. So the 1's now going down the table. Interchangex's touch has all of a sudden arrived, and he's played a nailed on cue ball onto that 9, and he's got Mr9ball in lots of trouble. Going for the kick, calling the pocket. Now, can he get past that 9? Is he really flush to it? Yes, he can. Well, look how tight it is. I don't think he can get to the point on the rail there. Maybe need to Well, that looks reasonably okay. We needed to hit it though. He needed to hit it. That was a good effort. He just didn't have the pace. But now you see what I mean about where the 1 ball is. The 1 ball's now easy, and it's easy to get on the 3. So that's going to help Mr. Interchangex, not Mr9ball, Mr. Interchangex get his run out. Well, he could go for the firm stunt. Yeah, and he's got there. That is pretty good. Oh, well, he's putting spin on that. I was going to say before he played the shot that he's probably better just hitting this plain ball and letting the cue ball go up that way somewhere rather than trying to help it across, because he's put the spin on it, and the usual outcome is it rattles in these bloody jaws. As soon as you hit it offline, it's going to run offline into the jaw and it's going to hang up. Now these are the sort of chances Mr9ball has to put away. He's got a nice, well, simple 8-ball with a natural angle just to run across on the the left hand side for this night, and now we'll get the hiccups. And that will do. So a chance of a steal for Mr9ball. Once again, is down to the unforced error by his opponent. And it's now 2-1. And the break stays with Mr9ball. You'll hear a clicking noise. I'm just going to mute my mic every time I'm going to cough. It's a bit annoying listening to the click, but it's probably less annoying than listening to me coughing all the time. So the break is dry. And Interchangex again. He's got the touch and got the good snooker. Now these balls up where they are, well, you can get to the 4, and if you play the 3 along there, you can get to the 4 that side. That needs to hit the 8 to slow up. No, is it? Well, it's going to block. He'll take that. And the other thing is you can't kick it from the top end because there's no angle there to do that. He might be just as safe rolling it dead weight to the jaw and just touching the one and making sure it hits the rail. Or he could have that. Although, you know, Virtual Pool 4, you can get away with shots like this where you can play the thin cut. Although it's going to be so thin, the cue ball wants to run up towards that 7-ball. Now this needs a good bounce, and it needs to keep rolling. That has worked out perfect. And now, what I was just talking about earlier is now that if he pots the 2, drops over to the 3, he can come out for that 4 into the same pocket. Well, again, he's misjudged the pace. And he's just struggling to get into that rhythm. That's what you're looking for, where you've got that feel for the shot. So he's going to dig out the jump stick. And now we don't know where the cue ball's going to end up. Well, that's probably a shot he doesn't play that often. I certainly don't play jump shots like that often, and it's very difficult to pick the spot and the power to hit it. So it's given Interchangex the chance to redeem himself here. And the only problem ball, really, well, it's now slightly awkward, the 4 ball, but that would be the problem on the 6. It's just getting good shape on it from that 5. But he's the wrong side of the 4, but doesn't really need to worry about getting right down the table. He just needs to watch he doesn't hook himself behind that 7 ball if he brushes off the 9. Can he find the gap between the 9 and the 10? Well, he's brushed the 10, and it's exactly as I think it is. He's covered by the 7. So Mr9ball may well breathe again here. Now, is he trying to mass 8? Yes, he is. Well, that's just sneaked out. Well, this is all about pace. Is cutting that 5 and just coming around behind the 9 and trying to get over as close to that side rail as he can. Well, he's just overhit it slightly. This is now a little tester. How far off the rail is that? Well, it's about 1.5 millimeters. Well, this visit now is actually quite important that he focuses. You've got the 2-1 lead. Behind you getting that gap early on always puts that bit of pressure on the opponent in the race to 10. Can he get away to get on this 9? Now, what would I do here? Well, I'd be going top and a little feather of inside. And he's come down the right side. Is he slowing up? Well, that's gone a bit too far. The worry here is that he lets the cue ball run away. There's not really an awful lot he can do to hold it. Let's see what it looks like again. Yeah, the cue ball is going to come off here and come down here, so that would actually still give him a decent angle to pot the 10. But in the process there, he stunned it into the 10, and he would have had a shot. But his chance is gone. So we're all square. This time the break goes back to Interchangex. So it's going against the break, I think, here, these racks so far. Well, he could go off the long rail. He could go off there to try and kick the one that way. Or he could go around the corner the way that he's looking there to try and find the angle. I don't think that angle's going to do it though. Oh well, it is. The eyes have gone. Is he going to get lucky? Well, that'll do it. It probably looked easier if I was right behind his shot there, but it didn't look like they could get the angle to clip that. Well, now the two's out the game. Two's locked up. I never even noticed. I never thought to look. You can't see enough of the one either. So I reckon if Mr9ball pots this one and draws off it, the only option he'll have is to tie up Interchangex. I don't think it's worth trying to do something spectacular to open up the two. It's probably easier just to play a decent safety here, which he can do. He can just kill that cue ball. He needs to watch the pace though. He doesn't want that cue ball to escape. Well, I have a funny feeling Interchangex will jump that, because the two will pot. He's looking to kick, but I've seen people jump from closer distances than that to the blocking ball. But he's not looking at it at all. Well, if that was Bill would be out with the jump stick and the ball would be in the pocket right now. Oh, he's got it. Is that his? No, that's his play cue. So he's missed the kick. And ball in hand for Mr9ball. Well, you know, Bill would have. He wouldn't even have thought about it. He wouldn't have batted an eyelid. Straight out of the jump stick, bop, and the two balls in the hole. He'd have got that. He'd have got over that, no problem. The Mr9ball. Well, his problem is what he does here. Whether he tries to just try and get maybe 3 fouls, or try and get Interchangex on 2, but he's again, the distance there is not tight enough, and of course the 2 balls squirted round, because there's no advantage in trying to do anything with the 2 ball with the 6 ball locked up. So it's whoever can get real control of this table will have a chance to try and go for 3 fouls, unless something accidentally hits that 6 and 8 ball. Now, he spotted something, and that was a good effort. Try to play the bank kick onto the 8 and 6, because the 6 was set to the far jaw of that pocket there, and at the right pace it would have probably dropped in. So now we've got the trouble has gone, table is open. Now the 3 ball being near the 4 is handy to get on the 4. And Interchangex, I don't think he's quite got it. Let's have a look. Well, that little kiss onto the 5 has helped him. Now that 2 ball is beyond halfway, so I don't think he's going to pot it in the middle. I need to get it really, really thin if he was going to try that. See, that's one thing you'll never see me doing in a game of pool. You'll never see me typing sorry. Never. That's the way the game goes. You get lucky, you get good luck, you get bad luck. Well, there's a bit of good luck. I don't see Interchangex apologising for that. I think you can see a tiny coat of paint of that 2 ball just to feather it. Well, you could actually get more than I thought. Now, where's the cue ball ending up? It's going to come out into the open. So here's the first big test for Interchangex. Can he get enough movement in this 2 ball, or the cue ball I should say, and avoid hitting anything to get onto that 3? Big ask. If it misses a 7, that will do. And this is what I was saying earlier again about where the 3 ball was and the 4 being slightly awkward. And now he's got an easy shot to drop onto it. Now the other problem is to get from that 5 somehow out onto this 6. So if you were there, you could come back, just a simple draw and leave the 6 long. That'd be one way. You could fall through for the 6 into the middle. Now he's got the angle in the 5. Now the question is what he prefers to do. It looks as if he's coming back. And again, he's gone to bedhead territory. Left it high. The square cut again. Well, this match is going to take a wee while because we are 35 minutes into the match and we're only in the 5th rack. Interchangex is doing the right thing. He's taking his time. How many players would have snatched at this ball just to get the shot over with, rather than setting themselves up until they're comfortable? Okay, he's square on the 7 as well, and he's probably going to run into that 8, but it's all about the pot. He's not worried about the 8, he's just worried about this pot. And he's thinking he should have some sort of shot in 8 anyway. This is tough. Yep, I think he's going to hit that 8. He might hit it off the side rail, but, well, he's digging now. Again, oh, that's going to be unlucky, is it? Oh, he's okay. It's a good shot. And well controlled at that angle, especially digging down into that cue ball. Can he go all the way? Not a big ask here, just come back. But that's what you should do when you get those awkward shots. You just measure it up, take your time, and when you're happy, you go for it. And that's given Interchangex the lead. Cue ball. Well, it's going to get kicked in. Well, ball in hand for Interchangex. And the other thing is that, well, looking at that 4, well, that 4 is the problem, because I don't even think you can get good. It'd be an ambitious shot to try and cut that way, but he could have an angle in the 2 to nudge the 4. But of course the other problem is, how do you get to that 3 though if you tried that? So lots of work to do. Well, it looks as if he's going to be trying it off the 3. He's going to try and get sort of, well, there would be ideal, and then he could stun across. Or if you finished here, you could do the same thing and still stun across. I think he's gone too straight. Yeah. Yeah, ideally, in fact, the more I look at it, the more he should have been about there to get the angle. So now, well, really all he can do is just roll through and try and nudge the 4 past the 8 and leave Mr9ball in trouble. I don't know whether he can squeeze it past. Yes, he can. As long as he gets it to that side, really, he should be safe. Oh, wow, don't tell me he's left a combo. Well, he has. I mean, the 8 is heading away from the pocket, but there's enough space there just to catch that 4 and glance it. And if you hit it at the right pace, the 8 ball surely got to go in. Oh, that's unlucky. A good effort. Oh, but look at the result. Oh dear. Mr9ball apologising again. And he's corner hooked Interchangex. Yeah, that could be a bonus for Mr9ball, trailing 3 racks to 2. We're only on a race to 10, remember. Well, good luck trying to find the angle to get to that 4 ball. And I think the 6 is really in the way. Yeah, I think the 6 ball was in the line of where he wanted to hit that rail. So Mr9ball got lucky. Now can he take advantage? This 4 ball is dead straight, so he's going to leave it long, and I think the angle on that 5 might be taking him close to the 6, the potting angle. Yeah, he's way offline, and the 5's came out. Well, he's got the long shot. Big area to have some sort of shot in the 7, wherever he ends up. Oh dear. Well, both players are making their fair share of errors, but really this time, with a second bite at the cherry, Mr9ball's got to put this away. And if it keeps running, that's perfect. Into the right middle. And the angle he's got is a little soft draw off that 7. One of those little stunny draw shots just to come back for the 9. You see, he's more content letting it run. Whereas I'd be playing the little draw. Still not a problem because he just drops the 9 and he's got the 10 into the left middle. But important that he got this rack. Gets him back all square. Now, what was that within the 8 ball? A shot in the 1 for Interchangex. Again, he's got problems. 5 and 6. And that's going to end up awkward again. Life isn't getting any easier for Interchangex here. He could put loads of inside English on this, try and cut the 3, and get that cue ball to come over here, find a gap for the 4. That's probably the only half a chance that he's got here if he can get this 3. And he made a good effort at it, but couldn't get enough English on it. A really, really tough shot. But now, provided Mr9ball can get any sort of angle like that, he can cut it, and he needs to punch this fairly firm to get these balls moving. He has to take that risk, because I don't think, I mean, no, the angle he's got, the cue ball's going to be moving, so he's going to try and help it into the 5 and 6. You've got to hit that little punch though. Done his best, and he's in no man's land again. Nothing coming easy here. I'm just going to mute my mic while I blow my nose. Well, this is the big test again. pot in the 6, getting on that 7 and dropping down onto the 9. Now let's have a look. Well, that's perfect. I think I'd be stunning it up rather than risking running towards that middle pocket. I'd be digging down and just stunning up. Well, he's tried to run it, and I think he's got there. That will do it. And again, I've hit the wrong bloody button. It's late at night, folks. It's 10 to 2 in the morning, and I'm in a mill. That's my excuse. But it is going to be an easy 10. So nobody so far is finding a way to break away and get that 2-rack advantage. But the break for Mr9ball gets him the 3 and the 9 with, well, let's have a look at that. I think he can drop that one into the middle. I mean, you can get a bus pass there, surely. You can just roll through. You're on the 2. Yep. Stunned it in. Nice angle to get up onto the 4. But of course, if there's pressure on, it's on Mr9ball with an open table and trailing 4-3. That puts the pressure on. Well, that's still a good angle to get that cue ball between the 10 and the 7. And if that keeps running, that will be perfect. Let's see what he's got. That is perfect. I mean, it's just a drawback with a little bit of bottom left. You don't want to put too much on it, though. He's left himself the high cut. And again, though, the angle is still good enough. As long as he gets the pace and he doesn't block himself by the 10, he should be fine on the 7. Full focus in the pot. And that is still another good angle to get over behind the 8. It's all about angles. Every game you're ever going to play in billiards of any shape or form, it's all about leaving that angle to get shape in the next ball. And this has been good for Mr9ball. Taking his chance. And gets it back all square. Break goes back to Interchangex into rack number 9. Well, that 6 ball's now locked to 10 up. So, table's got one main problem. Now, if you were really ambitious and wild, you could try banging that 1 ball in with lots of draw and coming off the rail and into the 6 and hoping you're on the 2. But that's not the way to play the game. There's other chances to get there and make that break. It's all about when to make the right move. Now he could do it here. Well, that's what he actually tried there. Got nowhere near it, but that's what he tried. Tried to break it, and he would have been unlucky not to have the cut in the 4, but he was, I mean, that was a big target to hit. Big target. Now he can try and hide behind them. And this looks good to me. That is nice pace. And that will do. Oh, that zoomed a way out there. That's weird. So this is definitely going to be the jump stick, I think. Well, Interchangex, I never noticed that in his previous matches, whether he's, that he's reluctant to use the jump stick. It looks as if he is. Prefers to kick. I think I would have. I think he would have a better chance of getting closer to the 4 using the jump cue than trying that, because that was nowhere near the angle to get anywhere near that 4. Of course, the last chance to break that 6 is off the 5, and that's nigh on impossible. Yep, it'll be a miracle if he did anything to disturb those balls off this shot. Now, it could be just a little soft bank on the 6, try and sneak it behind that 8 and keep the cue ball there. Because the 10 ball can act as a stopper for the cue ball. How's that worked out? Well, he's not got full cover, but Mr9ball is looking to kick this in. Good shot. It's got to be the bank. And the 7 ball is a good bank. He's got to nail it first time, remember. Be calling the top left-hand pocket unless he's trying to run safe behind the 8 again. Looks as if he's... Is he lining up? Yeah, I think he's just trying to skim off the 7 and run up towards the 8 around the angles like that. The pace looks good. That is very nice indeed. It's if you've always got a second option than taking the risk, if you get the option to get a good safety, you're as well going for that, and Interchangex has pulled one off there. That was the right shot. And now he's going to get his chance to go back into the lead. And I don't think it's a big ask this, as long as he gets out into the table. Oh dear. Well, that is unexpected. I mean, he hit it far too hard, because look at the angle he's left himself in the 9. And this is a bonus here for Mr9ball. Big, big bonus. He's just going to have to baby this 9 ball in. Just gentle. So the cue ball doesn't escape off the rail. And that's fine. Well, this is a sore one for Interchangex, because it's going to take Mr9ball halfway home. And I think with the break, is it? Yep, he now has the break. And we're still looking for that gap. Big break. And the 2-ball has gone. And a chance again to come across towards that 3-ball. Well, he's got the main objective, get the distance between the two of them. The 7-ball can act as a stopper here for Interchangex, and he can try and get up behind that 4-ball. That would be the shot to play. Cut that one onto the 7 and go that way. But he's banked it up and down. Still, the result is good. That needs to keep going. Has it gone far enough? Yes, it has. It is a thin cut down the rail, and he should be on the 3-ball. Cue ball going over to the left-hand side of the table. That's a good one. Now, can he see enough of the 3? Yeah, he can help it in anyway. Just a wee feather of inside English if he needs it. But I think he can get there. And he needs to get out though. He needs to get out and over to the left here for this 4. And we've now been going for an hour. He was trying to pinch a bit there. So this is the first good chance. And it's come to Mr9ball to open up the gap. He won't get any better chance than this. And that's a little gentle draw to about the middle pocket. That would be fine. And that will do. I think he's gone just a wee bit further, but he's fine. That is not a problem. It's all about keeping it simple. And these next 5 shots should all be simple. The only worry is how he plays this 8-ball. Because if he's going to stop the cue ball like here to here, he's going to have to roll through straight and leave the short side of that 9. Whereas if he gets out, he can pot the 8 and get that side of the 9. And that's what he's going to do. Whatever you do, don't hook yourself behind a 10. Little kiss. Well, It's now a bit awkward, but there shouldn't really be a problem. If you use the W key with this shot, it gets you behind the shot, and then you can aim under the cue to get the cut angle. But he's done it no problem. So it is Mr9ball who's going to get the big advantage now with that mistake again from Interchangex. And it's now 6-4. The first time any player has had a 2-rack advantage. And the pressure now right on Interchangex shoulders with the break in rack number 11. And the 3-ball has gone. He's got no real shot in the 1. An extremely thin feather edge cut in the 1. He's called the bank, but I think he's just looking to, well, is he? He's going all out for it. Well, let's plan ahead. There is the area where you want to get into to make your cut in the 4. So we'll see if Mr9ball can get there. That's the zone that he's working with. And he's going to get inside the line, and that will do. But, and the but is, does he punch this in, dig right down and come across? There's always the danger of the scratch in the right middle. Well, he's hit the 10, which has probably done him a favour. The cut isn't a gimme, but it's off the rail. At least it looks like it is. Yep. And there's no way that he can't be on the 6. Well, I think he has to drag this 6 in, or can he spin with enough English to miss the 7? That's like that way, and then spinning to go that way, so that he leaves a cut on the 7 there. Well, he's trying to stun across, and the outcome is good. And the angle's there as well. It's all about what you're most comfortable playing to at least give yourself that next shot. And the pace is good on that as well. And Mr9ball should be 3 racks ahead. Well, you don't underhit this anywhere here. Don't leave it short, and he's left it short. It's always a little tweaker. This is a tester. Well, this will be a bad 10 ball to miss. He's got it, no problem. Well, now we know who does have a problem, and Interchangex is now 3 behind. And looking back at the shots that Interchangex has had where he's been hooked, but he's had enough distance where he could have jumped and potted a ball probably. That might be, in the long term, a weakness in any player's armoury in this game, because there are players, you know, like Mr9ball, who are more than comfortable using the jump cue, and Interchangex That might be his weakness, because he's had opportunities to use it and he's refused. And I think that's that might be something he has to work on. Oh, this is the pressure now is on Interchangex, because if you look here, how does he get on this 6 where he's able to play the cut to get that 10 ball? And that's a big ask. That's if he gets that far. So pot the 3, get out and across for the 4, and find a way to get on that 5. Let's have a look at that from here. Well, that's 6, you have to be playing it from here, cutting it that way to make that hit on the 10. Unless you found a way to drop the cue ball there and play the shot in the 6 from there. So that's a tall order. Well, if he goes all out for this 5 ball, he's going to certainly move the 6 and 10, and I would be calling the 10 here. I mean, it's not a set, but he's odds on he's going to hit the 6 and 10 unless he goes for a safety. He's went for the safety, and I don't think he's got there. And it's going to be Mr9ball, who's, from the position he's in, is going to have a gilt-edged chance here. If he can get that cue ball in the middle of the table to line up this 6-10 combo for a 4-rack lead. Oh, he needs to run out. That's not bad. That's actually pretty damn good. That's exactly where you want to be. You've got to visualise that cut on the 6 to hit that point on the 10. And it's actually not a lot. It's just like there. And he's got it. Well, what another bonus for Mr9ball, and it was another poor safety from Interchangex. And Mr9ball's now 4 in the lead, 8-4. Ball in the break for Interchangex. And does that one pass the 9? Yes, it does. Look where the 10 is. Now, can he find a way to drop down here and at least have some sort of shot? That's going to bounce, and that's going to be perfect. Well, this is going to be quick. And this is a sort of response that Mr. Interchangex, I keep calling him Mr. Interchangex, but this is what he needs just to stem the flow. A quick rack any way he could, and that gets him back within 3. And the cue ball, big bounce off the pack. But nothing's gone down for Mr9ball. And this here, with this setup, and where the 3 ball is, that tough shot is going to be to get from that 3 to this 4, total opposite ends of the table. Now, has he gone far enough? Yes, he has, and he can avoid traffic here. He can try and get down this left-hand side as we look. I would have a wee tiny feather of left English on it, nothing much at all, but just to make sure I avoid everything and not scratch. Well, that's a disaster. Mr9ball can find his way to the 5. Well, he's looking favourite to open the deficit again here and take him to within 1. And he needs a kiss, and he's got it. 9-ball is fine, it's not blocking the 6. Perfect angle in the 7. No problem. Well, the safest shot again is just a draw. Anywhere in this, not even the top half, you don't need to be there, just a gentle cut. Well, now there's no other options available for Interchangex. He has the break, but Mr9ball is on the hill. One ball has gone, half a chance in the 2. And we can see the 3-ball doesn't go in there, so that's even narrowed his chances down even more. So not interested in the cut, looking for the safety. And that needs to hit the 5, and that will do it. I think Mr9ball can cut this too without even jumping. Let's have a look. And then maybe not. Cue ball. Well, how much under pressure are you going to be here with ball in hand? And look at where the 2's gone. I don't think it's got a pocket. He's going to go for 3 fouls. It's the only option. 3-ball doesn't go past the 5. It doesn't go past the 7. So there's no point in potting it. Just got to go for 3 fouls. Good hit. But Mr9ball won't be that worried. He's left the 2 on as a cut, but Interchangex odds in doing anything here are fairly slim for a straight run out. Has he got the gap? Well, he's done the hardest part there in getting on the 3. And this is one that we've seen players attempt probably 5 or 6 times. I've watched players in this tournament trying this cut. And he's got room off the rail. So that 3 just needs to get there with the right pace, and the 5 has to go in. It's a pressure pot though, and he's played it well. 3 stayed there as well. It's a good shot. Well, again, I'm going to call him Mr. Interchangex again. Interchangex has a chance to prove me wrong here, because it was a tall order, not only getting on the 3, but getting on it in such a way that he was able to play that combo. And he's going to need another one. And this one is a lot easier. However, the immediate problem is when he cuts that 6 onto the 7, the 6 is going here and going somewhere, wherever it might go. He's still got to look for a shot. And he's in no man's land. It's got to be a thin feather and just get distance, unless he's... No, he's not going to cut that. So it's thin edge, decent pace on it to get distance, or is he going to bank it up the table? To me, that's riskier. As thin as you can in the 6, with enough pace to get down onto this bottom rail. And the end result is good enough. This is a tricky shot for Mr9ball, but I feel he has to go for it. You have to get that a feather edge and avoid the 9 and get down here, and the 6 maybe bounces there and goes there, something like that. Well, he's just chosen to bank it, and the result again is good. So Mr9ball finding alternative ways to get good cover than what I was suggesting, as long as the end result is good. And that really stacks the pressure on Interchangex. He's hooked, and finally he's out with the jump stick. And he's called the bank, and what a shot. Oh dear. What a shot he's got here. Yeah, the 8 ball does go. He's got half a pocket to put it in. And, well, what does he do? If he goes for it, it's all or nothing. Well, he's called it. Is he going to play it? Oh, he's overcut it. Cue ball needs to run if he's going to try and keep it safe, but it's not safe enough. So Mr9ball has a wide open table, a huge area to get on the 9, and a roll through for the 10. So right now this match is over. And as long as it slows up and he doesn't go too far, well, I think he's going to have to come across the table. Going to have to be brave enough. Again, he's got a huge area to find on the left-hand side. Is he going to try and drop it in dead weight? Well, he's gone across and he's hung the 9. Oh dear, what's going on now? And poor Interchangex is full ball snookered on the 9, and he's got to find the kick point on that middle diamond or thereabouts. And he's played a good shot, but is going to need another one to survive this rack. And he's going for the bank. Last chance saloon. And it's not there, and it just needs to roll to go safe. The tighter to the rail, the better for Interchangex. And this is where you have to hit it sweet. So this 10 ball, a very thin cut for the match. And in it goes. Played it perfect. And Mr9ball marches on with, in the end, a comfortable win against Interchangex. And I think that he should have been using his jump cue earlier to get himself out of a couple of 2 or 3 holes he was in and preferred to kick. And that could have been 2 or 3 more racks had he run out. But Mr9ball wins through 10-5, and I had Interchangex down as a slight favourite for that one. So let's see how that looks on the bracket. So this is going to update in a second. Just do that. Refresh view, and Mr9ball is through, and he's now going to play semi-pro. Now, a reminder that the match that I thought was tonight is actually, well, last night now for me, because it's 2:25 AM. This match between Bedhead and VP Monster is going to be on at 9 PM Thursday. It's still Wednesday in the States, but it's going to be Thursday night at 9 PM British Summer Time. That will be 4 PM East Coast and 1 PM Pacific. So I'll be there for that, and I think that's all that is scheduled for the time being, apart from the other one, which is on the winner's side, Spectre Dawn and Acero. They're going to play in a few days' time, and again that's in the afternoon. And I don't know whether I'll be working late that day. I need to get that checked yet. I'm still not sure, but if I'm working to 4, I won't get the start of the match. It'll be about half an hour before I'm home. And with that, guys, I'm going to try and see if I can get to bed and get some sleep. Thanks for your company, and hopefully I sound a bit better for the next one. Until we meet again, I bid you good night and take care, and see you again soon.